What's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the newest generation Ford F-150 Raptor. Big shout out and thank you to Carolina Auto Direct for providing this new Raptor for today's video. Take a look at their website linked down below. They have a ton of inventory, nearly brand new cars and trucks just like this, so definitely check them out. And the model that we're looking at today is finished off in lead foot and has a list price around $100,000. Underneath the hood of the newest generation F-150 Raptor, you're going to find the 3.5 liter EcoBoost high output V6 engine. This twin turbo 6-cylinder pumps out 450 horsepower with 510 pound-feet of torque, and it's paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission. The overall curb weight is around 5,700 pounds, and it runs on a 26-gallon fuel tank. You can expect to get 15 miles per gallon in the city with 18 out on the highway. The overall wheelbase is 145.4 inches with length at 232.6. Height is 79.8 and width is 86.6 inches. The Raptor can also tow around 8,200 pounds and max payload capacity is 1,400 pounds. Approach angle is 31 degrees with breakover at 22.7. Ground clearance is over 12 inches and then departure angle is 23.9 degrees. The F-150 Raptor is an off-road focused truck, and it has a 5-link rear suspension with extra long trailing arms to better maintain axle position. Also gets 24-inch rear coils and then Fox shocks with live valve internal bypass. Moving to the exterior styling now with Ford's F-150 Raptor. This is a really aggressive and large looking truck, and this color combination looks amazing out in the sunlight. We get a massive set of LED headlights, and you can see the amber DRL turn on in a really cool C shape. You also get the 3 lights in the center of the grille and then the corner lights as well, since it is such a wide truck. We get the projector beams right in the center with all blacked out. You can see Raptor written in there. We get some orange trim along with Ford written out in that same body color. Then we get gloss black for the grille with a lot of openings for the mesh to allow maximum cooling. Then we get a forward facing camera as well. The lower bumper has an opening with more mesh, and it even has active grille shutters to allow cooling to the intercooler when needed. There's gloss black trim, all body color for the bumper, and then we get the rigid LED lights down below for fog lights. There's parking sensors down here as well, and you can see the orange color along these tow hooks, and then a nice metal skid plate all down below. I also really like how the hood flows its way over the front end to give it that mean design up front. Then you can see the massive area in the center that's all raised up. We get heat extraction vents up top, and you can see the Raptor logo, some more black trim going to the side, and it really does come together to be a meaty looking truck. Moving to the side profile, we get a set of body colored fender flares that really make their way nicely around the tire to add to that width. And then we get a trim piece behind that with some more orange accents, which is a really nice touch. This truck has the 35-inch tires with the beadlock look for these wheels. You can see the color in them, and you also get the satin black right in the center. They are 17-inch wheels, fitting this truck very nicely. And then down below, you can see the Raptor style for these running boards, and it even says Raptor in back. There's a sharp body line in the lower portion of these doors. Then you can see how everything looks for the cab. This is a full crew cab, and then you can see the body colored door handles with body colored mirror caps. You get a camera on the side as well as an LED turn signal, then some plastic black trim around that, and then gloss black trim for the center portion of these windows. And then up top, this even has a full panoramic roof. The bedside has even more sharp lines to give it that extra width, and you can see how it comes around the rear tire. With a shorter bed and full crew cab, the Raptor is a very proportional looking truck. It just looks like the perfect size from the side. I love the way the color looks, and you can even see a little bit of those shocks sticking out. In back, we also get another corner light, then more body color down below going to the body colored metal rear bumper. We get all of your parking sensors, dual exhaust with black tips, more tow hooks as well as the trailer hitch in the center, connections by the license plate, and then we get a set of LED taillights sunken into the bodywork, and you can see just how much wider the fender is than the actual light. I also like how you can see all these cool lines within the tailgate. We get F-150 and then Ford written out in the entire center with your Raptor logo, and then an LED light camera, and then your release for the liftgate. So there's a full look at the newest generation Ford F-150 Raptor. I'm a big fan of these trucks, and this color combination just looks so good. We have Ford's key fob with Raptor on one side, and then all the buttons on the other. I can go ahead and lock it, and then we get remote start. If I double tap on the button and hold it, oof, That EcoBoost roars to life, has a really meaty tone as well. Not too bad for the V6. Keeping the key fob in my pocket, I can grab the door handle. It'll automatically unlock, and we also have your keypad on the side. And with that, we'll open it up and check out the interior. This Raptor gets a full black leather interior with a little bit of carbon fiber and orange trim. If we take a look at the door panel now, we get this black leather along the armrest with some good padding, and then a very cool material up top. It's got some padding to it, kind of looks like denim. Then you see this really nice carbon fiber with a silver accent to it. We have your memory seating with lock and unlock, all the window and mirror controls, as well as your release handle and grab handle. We get some storage down below, then part of the Bang and Olufson audio system. We get Ford Performance written on the door sill, then all the power controls on the left side of the seat. You can see all the smooth leather on the side of the seat with all the stitching, then a cool micro suede up in front and same on the sides. We get perforated leather in the center with a pretty simple design, more of that micro suede for the bolsters, perforated leather, and I really like all the stitching up top with Raptor. Then you even get Bang & Olufson all within the headrest, which is a really cool touch. We have a black leather steering wheel with the orange stripe up top, Raptor down below, and dark trim. And then now sitting inside the Ford Raptor, keeping my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. The Raptor gets a full LCD digital display with your tachometer and speedometer on the left and right with some vitals up top. We have controls on the right side of the steering wheel to go through everything. If I go into the My View, you can scroll through this and see a few different things from fuel economy to trip. You also get an off-road setting which moves the gauges out, and you can see your pitch and roll as well as the steering wheel. Hitting the menu button, we're back to the main screen, and you can see all that same information. We can go into towing, see different information that comes up like that with your trailer. Then you can continue going back, see more settings within this truck. We also have on the right side of the steering wheel, controls for your suspension, steering, as well as the exhaust. Just toggling these, it comes up on the screen. For your different steering feel, you have an off-road mode, and then same with the damper setting, you can adjust all of that. And then the exhaust valve, you have the same thing. And then on the steering wheel itself, you can see the Ford logo, then all the controls for cruise control, Bluetooth and audio. We have controls down below for your track. And then we get a really large set of paddle shifters. They're like 5 or 6 inches, really cool look and feel. We have the turn signal stock over on the left side. Then you can see controls on the left for all the headlight, the tailgate, corner lights on the mirrors, as well as the electronic parking brake. You can see more of the carbon fiber and air vent, blind spot alert. Then that same material you saw on the doors running across the dashboard. We get Bang & Olufson up top, then a cool carbon fiber look on the dash as well. You can press this button and open up this secondary glove box, and then we have the normal one down below. Taking a look at the screen now, it is massive. It's about a foot large. We have buttons up top for different shortcuts. You can see our camera shortcut up top here. You can see your front view with the top down. Then you can toggle all of this, see all sorts of different camera angles. You can see your bed, you can turn it off, trailer hitch and everything. Very cool to see. We have the parking assist, hazards, as well as a downhill assist. And then just tapping that to go back to the main screen. Right now we have our navigation screen. You can have audio that comes up, phone integration as well. Then all of your favorites can come up to see different things you can adjust. We have the apps icon here with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and then various settings that are adjustable. We have the features icon as well. And then on this right side, this is pretty cool. You can scroll through all sorts of different screens. And some of these screens, when you're in them, you can actually flip-flop how you would like it. If you're in your phone, you can swipe it over and get into that screen. And if I go ahead and put it into reverse, you'll see, of course, the backup camera pop up. And then going back into park, underneath the screen, we have physical climate controls. We have your fan speed right in the center, and when you adjust anything, it comes up on the screen as well. We have the heated and ventilated seats, your temperature control on this left side, and of course it does the same thing up on the screen. And then we have radio controls above that with the volume, the screen on and off. We have the trailer icon over here for the Pro trailer to make all those adjustments. The brake gain as well, and then all of your four-wheel drive controls, locking differential, and then your drive mode select is right here. You just toggle this and it will change what you see up on this screen. We have the normal mode, we have performance modes and hauling, and then a slippery one, and And then we have different off-road modes on the far right for deep snow and sand. You also have a Baja mode and then rock crawl. I love the pictures that come up. And of course, depending on what mode you go in, it'll change what gear you're gonna be in for the transfer case. Underneath all that, we have more of that carbon fiber. Opening this up, we get wireless phone charging, some USBs and a phone slot. Then we can get that back. And then we have the leather shifter with all of your gears and a manual mode. And I really like how you can press that button and it folds away. We also get storage on the right side with 2 cup holders, extra storage down below. And then if you grab the back side of this armrest, this flips up and becomes a workstation. Really good if you're gonna be working out of this truck. Maybe have a computer here, your lunch or something. That is a very useful feature. Smooth black leather with padding. And then just pressing the button up front, we can open this up and it reveals a ton of storage space, as you can see. Extremely roomy in here. Closing that, one last look at the interior. Ford does it really well. I really do love the interior. That big screen I think just makes it. Same with the center. It's very comfortable sitting in here. We have a black headliner with the full panoramic roof and the sunshade. Then extra auxiliaries all up here. If you want to add winches, extra lights, the truck is ready to go. We have a storage area for sunglasses, the rear sliding glass, as well as sunroof controls. And then taking a look at the rear seat space, if I open up the door, the rear door panel's finished off just like we saw up front. You even get a cup holder in it and that same cool trim. This is a 3-person bench row back here and the full crew cab, so you get all the space you're gonna need. Plenty of space. We get storage on the back side of the front seats, heated rear seats with climate vents. You also get cup holders and storage up top, and then auxiliaries down below. The center seat, you can even pull this up, and you get a little armrest as well as 2 cup holders. And then you can grab the front of these seats, lock them up out of the way, and it reveals under the floor storage. This spot right here can even open up, and you can lock it in place to have a really nice basket going from one side to the next. So now sitting in the back of the F-150 Raptor, of course this is just your basic F-150 crew cab at the end of the day, but this is a comfortable place to be. I wouldn't mind the rear seats reclining just a little bit more, but at 5'11", you know, I got plenty of headroom. Knee room is fantastic with the driver's seat set at my height. Got a good armrest on the left and right side, and the fact that we get that panoramic roof as well as a sliding rear glass and pretty large windows, you can get a lot of air back in here, and I really like you get a grab handle, a hook, as well as LED lights. And then working towards the bed space, you can double tap the button on the key fob to automatically open it up. Of course, the button on the back or the one on the interior. So this is a full painted bed in here, great for a spray and bed liner. We do get a power outlet over on this left side with a 3-prong. You have a button and LED light. Then you can see areas to add different tie downs, and we do have a few hooks all in here. This truck is not spec'd with the multi-purpose tailgate. However, we still get these C-clamp spots that you can clamp down a 2x4 and use this as a workbench. With that, we can just grab it up and push it. It's not too heavy and we can easily close it. All right, so we are setting off now in the Ford F-150 Raptor. We're just in the normal mode, quiet everything. Just the most basic driving mode. It is a really comfortable truck. We'll do a full point of view to kind of see what it's like to drive, and then we'll give you my opinions in a little bit. But it is really comfortable. I really like the interior. It's just super simple to use. And being, you know, an off-road focused truck with these Fox shocks, it is so smooth. Every bump, it just gets absorbed so nicely. Visibility is really good. I like how you can see all the cool contours within the hood. You know, the mirrors do a great job. This little dip really helps with that. Mirrors in the center do a good job. And over your left and right shoulder, not really any blind spots with a truck like this. So from here, we can tone it up, going into the sport mode. That kind of livens it up. And then we'll just go into manual mode as well. And I love how it does default to the sport exhaust, but then you can crank it up and go to the Baja mode. You can also do that with the dampers. We'll do that into sport, and the steering is in sport as well. It does have a nice tone to it as well. It's pretty quick. You know, the TRX, of course, is a faster truck with the big supercharged V8. But I like the EcoBoost, even in a stock form, you know, it's got enough pep to it. It sounds pretty cool. I do like this tone of it. And in sport mode, you know, it's a little bit stiffer, but of course it's such a heavy truck. It still is a softer vehicle. Has to handle hitting the trails. But honestly, pretty composed going around a sharper turn. On-road performance, you know, this truck is pretty nice. All right, so switching it up to this perspective now, getting up to speed in normal mode. I mean, that's up to 60. You know, it really does carry its weight nicely. We quickly go into sport mode for the suspension. It's firm enough to actually take turns. That's a 60-mile-an-hour turn. That's not bad for a pickup truck. And obviously, if you go into the Baja mode or the off-road mode for the damping, I mean, this truck can jump ramps. You can literally launch off of some ramps, go 80 miles an hour down some off-road path and stuff. The suspension is designed to take that sort of abuse and stuff like that. Even if you're in midair, it tightens up. That way, it can actually take a landing without bottoming out too bad. So it's a really capable truck. You know, it's comfortable to be in. And personally, if I were to buy a pickup truck, I would buy the Raptor. I do like this better than the TRX. I love the power and sound out of the TRX though. So the Raptor R would be the thing that I would really go for. Very expensive truck, obviously. But to me, that's just like the perfect pickup truck. I love the way the interior is, and I think the exterior is just flawless. So we'll go back to manual mode and go into the sport mode. You know, it just really is a great blend, and these things have held their value so well. Obviously, today's market, these things are six-figure trucks, but even before that, they always held value. Downshift. The 10-speed, there are a lot of gears. So, you know, if you're really doing the performance things, you got to make sure you're starting in a low gear and kind of keep it under 7th or 8th gear. Once you're into, you know, 8, 9, 10, it takes a lot to downshift manually. But it's just a cool truck, you know, and you can do a lot of aftermarket modifications with tuning, better exhaust system to open it up. The transmission is a little slow to respond. I've noticed that with the Ford 10-speed, you know, same with the Mustang. It's all right. I feel like when you're really on the gas or on the brake, your upshifts and downshifts are going to be a lot quicker. So as long as you kind of pay attention to that, like that was pretty quick. It can be a fun truck to just blast around with, and of course you still get all the good capabilities. You can tow with it and a whole bunch of stuff in the back, so it's still pretty capable. The screen really does a lot as well, and it's just a good place to be. The use of material, I'd say, is also pretty good. This is a vinyl, of course. It's nothing like leather or anything, but it looks cool. It feels really nice. The carbon fiber looks like it's a real type of material with like metal weaves in it or something like that. So I think Ford did a good job making this thing feel special and feel unique. It's a lot different than the normal F-150s. I like that sound. There's really a cool tone to it. Kind of sounds like my GTR on a really toned down level. But yeah, the newest generation Ford Raptor, hard car to pass up, or hard truck to pass up. Very cool. I don't really see any complaints with it. Biggest complaints are going to be if you don't like the sound of a V6. I mean, obviously that is what you get on the EcoBoost Raptor. Get a TRX if you want the V8 or the Raptor R. Transmission is pretty good, and other than that, that's really the only gripes I think people even have with these. Really solid truck overall, and you kind of get everything all wrapped into one really cool looking truck. So that is it then for this new generation Ford Raptor. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for plenty more content. And then big shout out and thank you to Carolina Auto Direct for providing this truck for today's video. They have a huge selection of nearly brand new vehicles, so definitely check them out. So that is it, guys. I'll see you in the next video.